If we talk about the LOD, what does it basically mean? Level of a development or a level of a detailing? And there are other concepts also like the level of the information. Connections are good to go. Architect will check for the detailing and the connection among their design. Similarly, the landscape architect, the facade architect will check their design. And the MEPF engineer do the same with the design of the ducts, electrical wire, plumbing pipelines and the fire safety pipelines. Structural engineer needs to build detailed design oriented model. They will definitely define the connection details of their elements for the design load calculations. With LOD 350, once you complete with the decision of a connection among various joints, you will need a guidance to install or construct element into reality. This level is crucial during the design development for detailed coordination and analysis. BIM or Building Information Model is revolutionizing the construction industry. But what really makes a BIM model valuable? It's the level of the detail and the accuracy that goes into it. And that's where the LOD comes in. If we talk about the LOD, what does it basically mean? Level of a development or a level of a detailing? And there are other concepts also like the level of the information. Let's dive into the LOD first. At LOD 100, the model includes basic geometry shapes and the placeholders. Think of it as the rough sketch, stage perfect for a conceptual design when you are just getting your ideas onto the paper. When you are just started with the design, you will not draw the things as they are. Simply putting a box at a place of a table and wrapper it or mark it as a table will be the best example of it. You can do it to the multiple elements with the multiple intent, simply drawing some shapes and wrapper them as per your data, as you want to show a basic conceptual understanding of a design among various stakeholders. Moving on to the LOD 200, you start adding more detail specific product representation and approximate quantities. It's ideal for a schematic design phases when you are deciding on a dimension and a spacing of a particular object. Here if a table needs to put, the dimension like a height, width and length is required for putting a table into the model or a design, which essentially gives an idea to stakeholders how much space is occupied and how good it looks like. By LOD 300, things started to get exciting because the model is started to filled with the soul. What I mean is, with accurate representation of a building components and specific dimension with detailing of their material and texture, this level is crucial during the design development for detailed coordination and analysis. Here where you actually can tell about the specification of a table, like it's a wooden table or a glass one with the metal supports, timber supports or the plastic one. Initially it is required to better understand the purpose behind the objects and the elements into the design. Once you choose specific material for a desired dimension as per the design requirements, here we talk about the detail connection and the joints about the element. We are going to talk about the LOD 350. LOD 350 contains the connection details, joint details and stability detail within the model. Table example will not be relevant here because mostly it is not a part of a construction. It's a carpenter job to make one and give it to the contractor as per the requirement. Still it requires the connection details somewhat. However, let's talk about the construction details. If structural engineer needs to build detailed design oriented model, they will definitely define the connection details of their elements for the design load calculations. Elements like beam to column or beam to slab connections. These details later on give stability to a model with the proof that design is safe with particular types of the connections. Let's say stitch connection, for example, after the analyzing the whole design. So from the design development perspective, in LOD 350 a structural engineer will say connections are good to go, architect will check for the detailing and the connection among their design. Similarly, the landscape architect, the facade architect will check their design, and the MEPF engineer do the same with the design of the ducts, electrical wire, plumbing pipelines, and the fire safety pipelines. Once the design development stage covered, the construction model begins to play a crucial role. All this detailing and collaboration are going on into the beam parallelly from the LOD stage 100, means from the conceptual design itself. At the stage of the LOD 400, a construction model will be developed. To execute the construction activities and installation process of the construction element with more down to the fabrication details. With LOD 350, once you complete with the decision of a connection among various joints, you will need a guidance to install or construct element into reality. With the numbers of the resource like the manpowers, machineries, material, money and time, and with the installation process with the fabrication details, you actually can make it possible. Here we can take an example of a precast element. Suppose a design is fully developed and element casted as per the required design. But if you are not aware of the installation process, you will end up putting your element into the wrong place with the wrong decision and need to bear the cost of the element. Similarly, there are multiple things in the cast-in side or precast construction going on with the contractor side. To avoid such clashes or wastage of money and resources, we need to model up to the LOD 400 as a beam expert. Once the real-life construction begins, there are multiple chances to the constructions that it do not happen as per the beam LOD 400 model due to some site constraint or maybe any other reason. Construction activity may differ from the actual LOD 400 model or the information given in it. These changes need to be modeled back into our original beam construction model. The process of remodeling as per the actual site scenario is known as the LOD 500 or as-built modeling. This LOD contains overall detailing after the construction has been started to the completion stage, that what changes have been made and why. This LOD 500 later on used in the maintenance and operational management throughout the life cycle of the building. This overall concept is known as the LOD in most of the standards of the BIM. LOD means the level of the development of the model as per the particular detailing required into the construction site. LOI simply says while each stage of the LOD, the level of the non-graphical details required is known as the LOI or the level of the information. There are multiple beam authoring and non-authoring tools which gives the validation to among LOD processes. If you want to know about it, click on the I button. Thanks for the watching. Make sure you hit the subscribe button for the future updates. FDM Global provides the best service in the BIM field with the better acknowledgement worldwide. Contact us today if you want to take a glimpse how BIM can actually helpful into your construction activities. BIM is the future of the AEC. Start with the BIM implementation strategies today. Contact us right now.